Hey there, today I'm going to teach you how to draw Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's 3. So let's start with the eyes. So I'm going to start on the outer rim of the eyes. So we'll start with a circle, starting from the top and coming all the way around and back to the top again. I'm going to draw the other side as well. So this is the socket of the eyes. And we can go back in and start drawing in some cracks that sort of surround the eyes. So along here I'm just going to draw kind of like little squiggles that kind of come out from the eye, and there's no really hard fast rules about this, like you can put them anywhere you want basically. So I'm just going to put a few in right now and we can go back again and do some more. But now I'm going to do a little bit of perspective in the socket of the eye. So I'm starting at the bottom here, I'm going to come around and kind of make it thicker and then back to thin again. So this outer edge on the outside has a thicker rim. Same with this side here. So we'll go around and just make it a little bit thicker, like so. Now in the center of this, I'm just going to draw the eyeball. So let's go ahead and draw a circle. And we'll draw another circle on the other side. And you can see that I'm sort of pointing it in towards the middle here. And in the center of this, I'm just going to draw a tiny little circle. This is for the pupil. And on the outside here, I'm just going to color this in black. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to go down towards the nose and just block in the nose first. So starting on the top here in the middle, I'm just going to put a point. And from this point, I'm just going to curve out two lines equally on either side. I'm going to come down on both sides, the right side being a little bit longer than the left, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a curve like that. And from here, on the top here, I'm just going to curve a line down, and on this side, I'll do the exact same thing. Now this is going to be the upper part of the mouth, so what I'm going to do is sort of go on the outside of the eye on both sides. So here, I'm going to put a dot along the same line as the nose, and I'll put a dot on the other side. So you can see there's some space in between the eye and the side of the head. So here I'm going to go down and I'm going to come around past these lines and back up to this point. But as I go along, I'm going to draw a few little upside down V's like this. And this line doesn't have to be straight either. It can be a little bit jaggedy. So as I go along, I'm just going to kind of create little waves as I go. Then here, because I have this crack here, I'm just going to come up and back down again and continue until I hit that point. So there's the upper part of the mouth. Now I can go in and draw the top of the head. So this is basically, it goes up on the sides, on both sides, and then rounds off at the top. So let's start by going up on the sides. So I'm going to go up until the line of the pupil. Then now here, I'm just going to curve around the top of the head. And again, this doesn't have to be really smooth because he's got like a lot of holes and cracks in his body. So it doesn't matter if it's actually straight or smooth. And again, I'm going to go in now and start drawing in a few little cracks and coloring them in around the eyes. You can do like little half circles. I can go in here and just thicken up these little cracks around the eyes. Okay, now let's go down and draw the jaw. So right about here, I'm going to draw an angled line down on both sides. Okay, so they're kind of coming down this way. And then from here, I'm going to go in towards center. So they're kind of coming in towards each other. Then right about here is where I'm going to draw the bottom of the chin. And again, I'm just waving the line a little bit as I go. It just creates a better effect. And from here, I'm going to start back up at the point that I started and do, again, like wavy lines down on either side. So the side of the jaw. And along the bottom, again, I'm just going to draw a few cracks and just some wavy lines. All right, let's draw some teeth in now. So here, if I imagine the line down the center, I'm going to draw a tooth. So one line down, and then I'll go to the left side and draw another line. So there's a gap in between the teeth, and I'm going to go across and then up for one tooth. This side, I'll go across and up. Again, I'll do the same thing. So I'll leave a gap, draw a line straight down, a curve up, across. I'll do the same thing on this side. So coming down, across, and then up again. Now inside here, I'm going to be coloring this in black. So we'll go ahead and start coloring that in black, in between the teeth only for now, because I'm going to draw the bottom row of teeth. So on the bottom row, I'm just going to draw a few teeth. So in the center here, again, I'll go to the right side and sort of draw a half square. Go to the left and draw another square. I'll move over to the right, do another square, and then on the left. You can see I'm going back and forth just so I can, make sure that I have enough room for equal amounts of teeth on either side. I'm going in and coloring this all in black. Now the great thing about using black is because now I can go in and draw some more cracks around the gum. So like right around here, I can just draw a squiggly line and thicken it up along the bottom. I'll do one over on this side. And just draw a couple here. And again on that side, just like that. Alright, now let's go up to the ears. Now this side is just like a half ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a straight line in an angle. Okay, so it's sort of angled this way. And I'm going to go up on both sides. And then I'm just going to squiggle in a crooked line across. And along the bottom here, I'm just going to draw a line, a curve. And in the curve, I'm just going to draw a couple little stitch lines. Just to make it look like it's broken and stitched back together again. On this side, I'll do the same thing. So, straight line along the bottom. Then I'm going to go up a little bit higher on the inside. And then using that same angle, I'm going to go up on the other side. And then I'm going to curve this line in. And again, I'm sort of waving the line as I'm drawing. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Here, I'm going to go across. I'm going to come in a little bit on the left side here, sorry. And go up. And then connect to that top there. And along this, I'm going to draw a curve. And a couple like little stitch lines. Let's do a couple stitch lines there as well. And inside here, I'm going to draw a couple little odd shapes with holes. Up here, I'm going to draw some mechanics. So let's draw a straight line and cap that off. I'm going to draw a couple of wires sticking up. Doesn't have to be perfect. Over here in the head, actually, I'm just going to draw a few more of these little holes because they look pretty cool. Let's draw some more along the face here. Let's draw some on this side. Alright, now let's get into the body. So the body, I'm just going to draw from the chin, I'm going to draw a line across, and then a line across on the other side. From this side here, I'm going to come straight down. This side, I'm going to come straight down. And again, waving the line again. And along the bottom here, I'm just going to draw a curve that goes up. But along the way, I'm just going to draw a few cracks. So, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be very wavy, like I did just there. Along like this. And now I'm going to draw a little bit of detail in the chest. So, a line across on one side. Come down on the left. I'll come down on the right. And I'll curve the bottom like so. And along this, I'm going to draw, again, some more stitch lines. They don't have to be even. You can draw like 1 or 2 or 3 even in a row. And now inside here, I'm going to draw, again, some really odd shapes and color them all in black. Kind of like how I did with the ears and the head. And again, you can use your own discretion. You can draw them whichever shape you want. I'm just using some random shapes here. You can even like start in the center and just sort of squiggle lines out. Go down here and go up here. Now I know he's got a big opening in the chest here, so I'm just going to draw like a big wavy shape that kind of looks like that. And then to give it some perspective, I'm just going to duplicate this line on the left side and just do it on the inside here like this. And just kind of taper that out so it makes it look like it's got some perspective. The center here, I'm just going to draw a few mechanics of some cables, some wires. I'm just going to thicken that up. It doesn't have to be too elaborate. And along here, I'm just going to draw a few more cracks. So drawing a line, and then just thickening it up along the front edge. I'll do the same down here. I'll do a couple along here. I'll do a few along the top. And maybe one more around the neck here like that. Alright, so there's the chest. Let's get into the lower torso. So right here, I'm going to go across the bottom on the left side and then on the right. Then from here, I'm just going to draw curves for the hips. And from here, I'm going to put my finger in the center of his hips. And this is the center point. So I'm going to draw a dot. And I'm going to get that line curving down to that point. Okay. curve in towards that point. So there's his hips. And now here, along the top here, I'm just going to draw an upward curve or a downward curve that goes around this way, just to give it a bit of perspective. And as I'm going, again, I'm going to draw some cracks, like that. And inside here, in this area here, I'm just going to draw some wires and some posts, kind of like that. You can kind of get them going sideways, get them curving. And then I'm going to go in and color this all in black. Just like that. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect coloring either, because it'd be nice if it kind of looked a little bit gritty as well. And we'll go in and draw, again, some more cracks and holes in the flesh. Let's go up here as well. Now we're going to get down to the legs. Now along the top here, I'm going to follow the same curve in the hips along the top of the leg here. So I'm just going to go across, and as I'm going, again, I'm just going to do some really crazy waves as I go along. And then from here on either side, I'm going to come down towards the knee. So let's come down equally on either side in an angle, and then I'm going to round out that bottom, kind of like that. And then from here, I'm just going to draw a few cracks, thicken it up so you can see the cracks get thicker, and then they go off and they get thinner at the tips. And again, I'm going to draw some more cracks, fill those in, fill that in there, and then I'm going to draw some mechanics, so some leg posts, maybe even double that up, kind of like that. Let's do the same on this side. So this side I'm going to draw a little bit crooked, so I'll go this way. So again, the same curve, but as I'm going, I'm drawing some deep cracks. Coming down equally on both sides, like so. And then rounding out the bottom, that. And then drawing some big holes. And again, I'm going to draw some perspective on this side like I did up here in the chest. I'll draw the same line on this side here. And then thicken that up with some metal inside. And again, in here, I'm going to draw some mechanics. So posts, we'll double that up, maybe draw another one up here, and maybe one more down there. And again, some more cracks, filling those in black. Some more down here. Alright, now let's get into the knees. So the knees are basically half circles. So under this round part, I'm just going to draw a kneecap. That. Draw one on the other side as well. And it's always good to go back left and right as you go along, just so you balance it out, because you don't want to start with one side and realize, oh, I'm going to have to duplicate that on this side and try to match that exactly. So I find it's easier to go back and forth as I go. So let's go up to the shin here. So here, just behind this kneecap, I'm going to draw a curve. It gets tucked in behind that knee. And then on the same as I did on the thighs, I'm going to come down on both sides equally, but very short. And then I'm just going to tear the bottom with some sort of like sharp peaks and lines. And again, drawing in some holes and some more cracks. I'll do the same for this side. So imagine this curve goes behind the kneecap, continues on the other side, comes down equally on either side, and then again, drawing some really jagged lines like the metal's been torn open. And I'll draw some more holes and cracks. That. Now, let's get down to the feet. I'm going to draw the feet first before I draw the metal in between. So if I imagine this heel coming down like this, so this line, I'm going to draw a line down at the bottom here. So here's the bottom of the foot. I'm going to go straight across the bottom, come up straight on the side, and then angle that line. And come about halfway along that toe, go up again, and then across. Halfway up on the toe, up, then across, and then go a little bit longer, and then cap that foot off on the top there. Let's go to this side. So again, the heel, draw a straight line down, and I'm matching the height where I started to where I finished with the foot on the left. I go across, and again, just making sure that I got the same size foot. Go up on the toe, and then across. Across, up on the toe, and across, go halfway up the toe, up, and then all the way up, and then I'll cap that off at the top like that. Now with all the mechanics in the center of the foot, or the shin, I'm going to come down 2 lines, equally spaced apart. This is for the main shin bone, I guess, or the metal. And on the sides, I'm just going to draw in some cables. And they can sort of be wavy if you want, and tucked in behind. Let's go to the other side. So do that again. So a main post. I'll draw another one thinner on one side. And on the left side here, I'm just going to draw a wavy line. And I'll draw another wavy line on the right. So we got the feet, the shins. Let's go up to the shoulders. Now on this side here, I'm going to draw an angled line across that shoulder point there. I'm going to round out and go up in the opposite direction. And then I'm going to connect this point to this point with a round curve, kind of like that. But as you can see, I'm sort of doing these little dips as I go along. I'm going to draw a couple of holes, like so. And then now I'm going to draw a line straight across here for the bicep. But again, I'm drawing some jagged lines, coming down, equal length, and then rounding off towards where the elbow is. And again, in here, I'm just going to draw in some holes and cracks. He's got a lot of holes and cracks in his body. And then along here, I'm going to draw the elbow joint. So let's draw a line this way, but as I go along, again, I'm drawing some cracks. I'm going to draw a post, so 2 lines to connect the upper arm with the forearm. Up here, I should do the same thing too. So from the shoulder to that upper arm. And then here, I'm going to come down 2 lines and then round out the bottom of the forearm. Again, drawing some more cracks and holes as I go. Before I draw the hand, let's go to this side and do the same thing. So again, I'm going to draw a line down, round out the bottom and go across, then connecting it with a curve with a few little dips and some holes. Now across here, I'm going to draw the upper arm, so, and I'll draw 2 posts to connect it. 2 lines equal size and length, and rounding out the bottom. Again, on here, I'm just going to draw some more cracks. That. Now with the forearm, again, I'm going to go across with some squiggly line and draw a post. 2 lines coming down, then rounding out towards the wrist, and again, some more holes. Just like that. Now let's get into the hands. So here, I'm going to draw a line across, but again, with some squiggly line. Now I'm going to simplify the hands, because the hands got a lot of detail and stuff, but I don't feel like drawing too much detail for you guys. So here, at this point in the wrist, let's draw a curve, kind of like this. I'm going to round out the tip of the thumb, and go in the opposite direction. From this point, I'm going to curl around that thumb like this, round out the finger, and then come across down, just like that. Now I'm going to do a series of overlaps. So I'm going to come up a bit, draw 1 curve, and then the third one I'm going to connect to that wrist point, like that. And to make it look like his hands, I'm going to draw in a couple lines, curved lines like this, along the knuckles, and then along the fingers, and then along the thumb. And here again I'm going to draw a few holes, and draw a post that connects his forearm to his wrist, or to his hand. Let's go to this side and we'll do the same thing. So here I'm going to draw a line across with some squiggly lines, draw on a curve for the thumb, and round out the thumb, and then curve around. From this point, wrapping around that thumb, rounding out the finger, and coming down the line, and then 2 overlaps. So 1, and then the second one connecting to the wrist, and then we're going to draw a few lines to separate the fingers, and then a couple holes, so, and then a post. Now I can go in and draw a little bit more detail if I want to, like doing some like stitch marks. So I can go in and draw, I don't know, a couple stitches here and there. Maybe I'll want to extend some lines and draw some more stitches here. I could draw a line across his shin or his thigh and draw some more stitches along here just to make it look pretty cool. Some along that side there. Maybe I want to separate the forearm. So I go across, draw a line across, Draw some stitches like that. But the more you put in, I think it'll look pretty cool anyways. But there we have it. There is Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's 3. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give it a like and good luck with this drawing. It was a pretty tough one. See you soon.